Continuing our preparation for the fall practice period, when the Buddha needs therapy, Kogan Keith Martin Smith's text with Junpo Roshi. In his second chapter, he discusses spiritual, and he defines a bunch of key terms: consciousness and awareness. And I'm also going to want to add to that metacognition, because that awareness of consciousness is metacognition. And let's break this down. So consciousness is our thinking, feeling, acting. It's like our ego, it's like our awareness. I mean, our feelings, we respond, we think, we're able to do things, or that's all in the world of consciousness. Okay. And, but part of what makes our consciousness distinct from, say, the consciousness of a dog, which is hungry or happy or running around or playing, because that they're conscious by doing that, is we have an awareness of our consciousness. We can actually reflect on our experience. Um, that process of thinking about thinking is metacognition. And it's actually a really useful skill. So, I mean, when we're meditating, we're taking our consciousness and we're focusing it. So by setting our intention to focus on an object, our consciousness tends to narrow and we tend to center, and the different sensory experiences that can arise in our consciousness go into the periphery. Awareness gets used in a variety of ways because I can be aware of the sounds in the periphery. I can be aware of my thinking. I can be aware of my feeling, emotions. But awareness is also a term that we use for clear, deep heart mind, dhyana, chan. Awareness is pure awareness. That's this awareness of this larger field from which everything is arising, because everything is conscious initially. So this awareness of that infinitely expansive universal light that we're arising in, that we're not separate from. So it could be like, you know, when a fish is in water, it doesn't know that there's water. It's what we're swimming in. So we use the term awareness, or in Mondo Zen, we use it as pure awareness. They'll say awakened awareness. Okay, that's this larger sense of the all that we're not separate from. So my consciousness is arising within this field of awareness. My whole being is arising in this field of awareness, and they're not separate. That separation, that subject objectness, occurs when I start to think. So that process of meditation is to focus the mind so that I can become more aware of this larger field, we'll call it, of awareness. So that's metacognitive awareness. Metacognitive awareness. Of, I'm metacognizing this awareness. We can also shorten that to meta awareness. So just give you another term. So the mind can have three different objects. Interestingly, I can have an object of the physical reality, the world, objects like there's a dog, a pen, a phone, a computer. My mind can have an awareness of more subtle objects rather than concrete objects, like feeling, I'm sad, I'm happy, angry, I'm afraid. Those are subtle objects. Or my mind can be aware of this larger field of emptiness, of awareness, of pure conscious awareness. That's why we use the idea of meta aware or metacognitive awareness. So part of our action and our goal, if there is really a goal, our intention is a better word than goal of our meditation is not just to focus, but is to begin to notice that my thinking, feeling, processing mind, as it quiets down, starts to notice the field of everyness that includes all things. So it's like my mind's like the waves, but the waves are not separate from the ocean. Or the wind is not separate from the sky. We are all arising within this empty field of pure awareness. So, chapter 2 takes up these subjects, and it's just useful to know the distinction between consciousness, the thinking mind, awareness, the larger notion of awareness, which is a term that we use for everything arising, including emptiness, and that metacognition and metacognitive awareness, our ability to recognize thinking and recognizing this field of pure awareness. So we awaken to awakened awareness. Thank you.